Hey there, class. Today we're going to learn some letters. This is an A. It makes an ah sound. Now go practice your letters at home. Mom! Can we go to the pool? What are you reading? It's about a boy who goes to school to learn how to be a wizard. You can have it when I'm done, if you're done. I'm just getting so bored with picture books. Can I read that? I learned really quick that chapter books were much better than picture books. They had really cool plots about really cool characters that I could think of in my head without taking up space on a page with pictures. I really liked Harry Potter because I could relate to this scrawny little kid who didn't know what he was good at in the beginning. Plus, magic. And flying. Who doesn't want to read about that? And there's a lot bigger words than I need to learn how to pronounce. Play it like this. You mean like this? Absolutely not. Not like that at all.
Adding music really helped my literacy. When I first learned how to play violin, I learned by ear, and I could hardly read music at all. But I learned what things were supposed to sound like, and I applied that to my reading. Audiation is hearing in your head what something will sound like before you say it, or play it out loud. The more I practiced, the better I became at actually reading what was on the page. I was really good at pronouncing and spelling words from this skill, but I didn't actually know what everything meant.
You have commas even when you do not need them. I'm going to start taking a point off every time I see a comma that doesn't need to be there. Alright, fine. Guess I'll just stop using commas altogether then. But that only made the situation worse in 8th grade. And on top of that, everything that we were writing was in response to a really boring book that I would usually fall asleep reading, and didn't even understand because I could still only pronounce words, didn't actually know what they meant. The more big fancy words I used in my papers, the better, right? No. College was great. Until... nothing was interesting anymore. Sure, I kinda sorta knew how the body worked, but that's not really interesting to read. There's no story there. My literacy at that point was barely enough to help me understand what was really happening in my science classes. I knew what everything meant, but nothing could actually keep my interest, and I did not want to read any more than I had to. Just recently, I got to go to Europe on a mission trip, and part of the experience was learning how to study the Bible more effectively. A friend of mine actually taught us how to study the book that nobody really understands. He really used ethos as a friend and logos in the content to get me interested in reading again. He reframed my entire view on learning with 4 simple words: observation, interpretation, application, and communication. I apply this to textbooks. I apply this to articles and essays for this class. I apply it to my cell biology course right now. I apply it to my Bible study. I understand what I read, and I soak it all up like a sponge. Now that I have a method that applies to like everything, I love to learn again because I actually know how. Starting with those observation of letters, going on to interpret the sounds, applying it to my own writing, and then communicating with a friend about my struggles with reading who told me about those 4 simple steps. It's awesome. Now let's revisit some Harry Potter and see what I missed the first 3 times I read through it.